Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where in the world you are tuning in from. Thank you for joining us for the United Colors of Women. It's an International Women's Day event. And today is our fourth of 5 stories from Women of Substance. And here we have incredible, extraordinary stories from ordinary women. This event is hosted by Club Toasted, and it's a Toastmasters club that meets the second and fourth Saturday of each month from 4 to 6 p.m. Qatar time. That's GMT plus 3. We're here to develop our public speaking and leadership skills. So come on down and visit us at one of our meetings. Today, let's listen to an incredible story called Caregiving, written by Rosita Smith and narrated by Pooja Saran.
The journey, the stress, the frustration by Rosita Smith. My journey of becoming a caregiver started very slowly. It took me a long time to learn along the way that I am built to be a great caregiver. This is the very beginning of my caregiving story. There came a day when I came to know my mother-in-law was hospitalized for a serious condition in her right leg. My mother-in-law was in 80s. We got a call from a relative back home. They asked us if we had noticed that mom was getting forgetful and was starting to repeat stories and questions. I remembered thinking, yes, I had noticed some things, but I really wasn't too concerned. Seemed that everything was getting bad to worse. I took a decision to fly back to my home country and take care of her for a short time. Like many of you, I found myself thrown into the role of caregiver, and for the first time, I really understood what was involved. It was easier to choose the right care at the right time when I had my tribe to rely on. Caring for an older adult can feel like a wild ride. Just when you think you have the path figured out, there can be an unforeseen turn, loop, or a drop. Being a caregiver can be a lonely place if you don't have the support. Nothing brings a feeling of I can do this. It was frustrating in getting her to acknowledge and accept the fact that she would need a care. It took time to recognize that they are not the same as they once were. And it's tough to come in terms with. I decided to let her know I am on her side and simply stepped in to help her with what she needs, not trying to impose my own agenda. It was time to start paying closer attention to what was happening to her. I spent a lot of time to ease her grief and help her with all the needs that will get her back to normal. But everything about that process was new to me and to her. Where to start? That wasn't easy either. Take it day by day took on a new meaning for me. Even in her forgetfulness, my mom-in-law remembered about me, taking care of her physically and spiritually when she was hospitalized. There is no reason why you should give up your life to care for anyone. If married, not for the sake to keep up the marriage, most importantly. We have widely varying relationship with our parents and a different feeling about taking care of them. Despite our personal histories, though, We have an ethical responsibility to make sure our loved ones are safe, secure, and getting the attention they need. The only fundamental requirement in caregiving is understanding and respecting your own physical and emotional boundaries. If you don't, then no one else will. The most important thing to know is that everyone's mental health changes throughout their life. If you are struggling with sadness, anxiety, or other mental health problems, there's nothing to be ashamed of. The feelings will pass. And if they don't, there are people who can help you cope. When we are able to share with someone who we do feel safe with, we can realize that these things that are happening to us don't make us unlovable and aren't anything to have as a huge secret and don't make our future dark and dreary. Actually, we have a really gorgeous future and we deserve love and safety. Finally, I have come to the last of this beautiful story about my mother-in-law. Achieved the best sacrifice in caregiving and the love towards her made me a child of God, to the will of God in this journey, and fulfilled the desire. How a little thought of caregiving today can vastly improve your tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us today for the fourth installment of Women of Substance at the United Women of Color event to celebrate International Women's Day. We hope you will tune in to the next, fifth, and last of our stories from Women of Substance. So until then, have yourself an amazing day and see you next time.